And we are live. Ahoy, mateys, and welcome to our Tuesday night 50 Fathom Savage Worlds Pirate Fantasy Adventure Extravaganza, a phenom that surely will echo throughout the annals of history. You will be telling your children's children's children where you were. Oh, well, boom. Benny, right out the gate. Thank you for that, Sir Harper. Welcome to the group.
Thank you so much. Awesome.
The children's children where you were upon the revamped season 2 premiere of 50 Fathoms, featuring me, the Admiral. Oh ho ho, thank you, sir. Cheers coming in all over the place. Again, I am the Admiral this evening, and the Marshal on other evenings, Will Thompson. I run the League of Gentlemen Explorers, and we're responsible for most of this madness. With me this evening are some friends and associates. Friends, universally friends at this point. There are no associates here anymore. A group of friends that are here to help you be guided through the mystical turquoise waters of Charybdis and explore all the magic and fantasy adventure therein. If this is your first time tuning in to 50 Fathoms, it should be said that it's a little bit Pirates of the Caribbean and a little bit like Eyes Wide Shut. It's all over the place. We're wacky here. So just recall that you hit that 18 and over button because there's going to be words like penis every now and then. So just brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. If that averted your eyes or, caused your ears to tingle with a scintillation, perhaps this is not the live stream for you. However, if you're into jellied eels and everything that could entail, then you are, in fact, in the right place. So, longtime viewers of this show are probably recalling that we ended on something of a cliffhanger when we last convened 50 Fathoms. The incinerator, the burnt ghost ship of hulking madness, driven by Redbeard Rufus, had pulled alongside the crew in their little life dinghy after some very unfortunate, just multiple unfortunate dice rolls. If you watch, I was a kind and benevolent god, and the dice were not. And sometimes the dice, they dictate the narrative. That's part of, it's improv with dice, folks. But nonetheless, the camera went to black as they were being clapped in irons. And since then, there have been stories that have gotten out. Redbeard Rufus is legendary. He's whispered on the lips of old salty sea dogs in the night in their terrors as they stir in their bunks, right? So anybody reputed to have survived an encounter, thank you, Rildo, with Redbeard Rufus, right, would themselves be of note, right? And stories of them having survived such an encounter, and even going so far as to repute that he may have been branded by Redbeard Rufus with an eternal mark of atonement, right? Well, I mean, that gets around. And, well, the events of that day, they're hazy. You would have to ask one of the survivors, but there are several retellings. Some say that the large Asian gentleman struck a blow that dislocated Redbeard Rufus's jaw, giving Captain Porter just enough time to leap overboard and swim to safety, having been horrifically scarred in their initial fray. Others recount that it was in fact the mage Ambrose Avon summoning all of his fire from within and incinerating himself along with what he assumed to be Redbeard Rufus, but only allowing Porter to be blown free in the explosion. Regardless of what actually happened, this much is true. From Baltimus all the way to the Kirin Empire, everybody can recount a bright flash in the sky that lit up the night like day, tinting. Some say it was an instance of St. Elmo's fire, or a meteor falling from the heavens, portending ill tidings for the future. Regardless of the truth of the matter, there was a single sole survivor who, when encountered, was half-starved and twice as mad, horrifically scarred by his experience. And with that, we are going to open on the remnants of Azzy K. And some people say Porter just blew Redbeard, and it was all good. He gave him a beach, and he was like, "Yar, that's sufficient." Right?
That was Chef.
Yeah, no, that was Chef. You know,
Chef and Nat Narrows had a little free reaction going on.
They had the love interest adventure card at the same time, and they dogpiled him. It was the Eiffel Tower. Go Team Venture, you know. At any rate, regardless of what happened, then our story convenes on a new crew, having sailed into what was once known as Azzy K, but since the fall of Burgundy Bay to the East India Trading Company has become a den of ill repute. Most of the brigands of Burgundy Bay have absconded, and really the closest bit of habitation that isn't already occupied by either the law or the criminal element was the haphazard, just fledgling colony of Azzy K. It was run by Azzy Angsley, who forbade weapons. They had torn down the ship and made a tavern out of half of it, right, and built simple farm equipment to attempt a meager homesteading life, on this barrier island to the north of Perk. But, with the refugee influx of unsavory elements fleeing the long arm of the law and the short drop of the East India Trading Company, the town has fallen from grace, as it were. She no longer runs Azzy's imports, nor does she run the Shipwreck Surprise. In fact, it is now taken over by Lord Mayor Halluin, a refugee from Burgundy Bay. He was a proprietor of the tavern and in cahoots with the consortium, the pirate federation that ran out of the last remaining free deep water port that was Burgundy Bay. And he has since taken power and moved himself in a freshly instilled manner. Let me pull up the map here of... No, you know what? You don't get maps. No maps for you. It's all a theater of the mind today, man. Boom. There we go. The newly rebranded Brigands K. There's a perpetual fog over it now because it's evil. But the town has given way to a few things. The caraway spice trade, which is a mild hallucinogen with major addictive qualities taken from the berries of the caraway trees in Maroa. Right, there is, of course, opium and prostitution and, knife fighting and five-finger fillet. And one of the most noteworthy features of the new Brigands K is the installation of an arena that brings people, not even of the criminal element, from all around to see the spectacles that go on therein. It's man on man, man on beast. They flood the thing with seawater. There are all kinds of special bouts that go on there. And it is a place mostly filled with criminals and wastrels. There is very little good left to be found in Brigands Bay. At least that is how it appears to Coratunas as he sails his ship, the, what is your ship's name? I forget, Coratunas, I'm sorry.
I was in the, yeah, let me go back through our messages so that I can see what I named the ship.
I'm terrible. I'm the worst DM ever.
Go past the,
never mind the laboriously drawn custom character art, the forgetting of the ship name, that's like 6 demerits. I demote myself from Admiral to Vice Admiral. For the rest of the show, I am Vice Admiral.
We talked a lot about Star Wars before.
We did, yeah. There was a lot of Star Wars chatter. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. At any rate,
the Death Star.
to find it another time because I can't find it.
TIE Fighter.
He
1.
sails his cutter into the shallow water port of Brigand's Cay. And we find ourselves, well, Drew, why don't you, as the actor, the player, give us a little blurb about yourself firstly.
Well, Coratunis, is a Kraken. And unlike most
Kraken... That's the exact opposite of what you as the player character, yourself, the actor, the man.
Oh, my name's Drew.
Excellent.
I play Coratunis. I look like this.
That's plenty. That's all we needed. All right, excellent. And with that established, now please dive into your very well rehearsed Coratunis intro.
I'm all thrown off now.
I know. I fucked the whole thing up. That's again. Now I'm not even Vice Admiral. Now I'm just like, what's below Vice Admiral, guys? I don't know. I don't know Navy.
Yeoman.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I know. Now that's a couple of steps down. certainly, Captain is between.
Captain,
well, Coratunis
yes.
is a Kraken, but unlike the majority of Kraken, is not magically inclined. It makes him a little bit unique, but also super helped him out when he was captured by the Inquisition, and they assumed that he was magical and tortured him as such, mutilating his face. That they do to all Kraken they capture, just in case they want to control them more, and found out he wasn't magical, didn't really care anymore about him, and then in a catch and release style, tossed him out on the street.
Yeah, not the best advice if you do not want to be forever then hunted by an enraged Kraken that you deformed socially amongst his people.
Yeah, he returned to the great ship under High Admiral Caspian to be healed by the Kraken water mages, but upon returning, his father was dead, and he inherited his father's bone armor and his father's sword.
His father's kick-ass Kraken bone sword. That
Yes.
For those playing the home game, it should be said that it confers a mighty bonus when wielded by the Kraken's tentacled hand. However, when picked up by anybody else, it's pretty much just a stick. It's no, you have to be trained to use it, and even more so than that, you have to have tentacle hands. I mean, that's part of the art form of the bone sword.
But rather than being healed, he set out again once more under the charge of Caspian, like all Kraken who are sent out, to find any way whatsoever to kill the sea hags that are responsible for the destruction of their people, the destruction of our only major city, the destruction of our great ships, and to a lesser extent, the drowning of this world.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonas Porter knows something about the sea hags.
That's
factual. What we're here for.
This is factual. Jonas Porter himself might hold a key, and he needs to be found as a result. Yes, excellent. Thank you, Coratunis. High up in the crow's nest, tasting the wind, feeling the direction of the salty air as it rustles through his luscious blonde locks, is Bill Harper. Now, Bill Harper here is a little bit unique in that if you've been watching this show for a while, I mean, a minute now, you can go back before the introduction of this season even and find when Bill Harper found himself introduced to Charybdis. So, like a year ago at this point, his story didn't pan out very far, but he certainly, he's been here this time and acclimated somewhat to. Well, why don't you tell us about, first yourself, Mike Friday, and then, your character, if you will.
Mike, I've been on Will Show for over a year now, so I'm so happy to be here in 50 Fathoms. This is where I wanted to be. I jumped ship on Friday. Sorry, guys. Just to be here.
Got
So I'm
promoted.
looking forward to this immensely. Promoted. I love it.
The flagship show.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, Bill Harper, he was a colonial kid um, on a colonial navy ship during the Revolution. Um, a maelstrom hit right off the coast and found himself drowning as the ship went under. He heard voices of a little girl, dove through the bottom of the ship, trying to get to her. And when he found her, next thing he knows, the world went black around him. So he found himself washed up on shore in Charybdis and thought he might have been in heaven. But then he saw all the weird creatures and the dinosaurs on the beach. And it has turned into an adventure that he has absolutely loved. He has seen so many people dragged down by Charybdis, and his whole catchphrase right now is, "It's being dead is this is better than hell, but more fun than heaven."
Exactly. Better than hell, more fun than heaven. He assumes that Charybdis is a wacky purgatory of some sorts. I mean, how else do you explain suddenly having magical powers when there being dinosaurs and crabmen and, nonsense? At any rate, having accepted that he was in purgatory, he has found himself employ under Coratunis on his crew as a rope monkey, essentially, which he excels at, it should be stated. Also on the crew is a more recent addition to Charybdis. I would say, now I wouldn't go so far as to call you a scoundrel, Larry. But maybe Lucius.
Me? I mean myself. Absolutely
Yeah.
astounding.
Oh,
Lucius?
okay. Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us your character synopses, if you will?
Yeah, so I'm Larry
and
and I
blurb,
play.
yes.
Yeah, I've been, you remember me from such greats as Chef.
Mm-hmm.
I probably look a lot more like Chef than I do Lucius. But Lucius Drake, let's see. Lucius Drake, never been much of anything. Was a small bit thief from London, 1788. Was Nick trying to steal a watch from a well-to-do, put on a convict vessel to some place called Australia, and never been on a ship before. City kid, if you know what I'm saying. And on the way down, we hit some rough waters. Sky turned black, sea monsters everywhere. The crew let us out of our shackles, and we decided to, well, I don't help anybody but myself. So I hid down in the lower decks, and before you know it, I washed up on shore, surrounded by a bunch of red men, but things were different. I had certain abilities that I didn't have before. And whereas the old world, Lucius was nobody, was nothing, was invisible. Here in Charybdis, I'm something special. And before you know it, I was killing those red men with these ice shards that shot out of my hands. And I'm being hired left and right around Charybdis to protect people. I may have exaggerated my abilities with Coratunis. He may think I'm a healer, not so much, but we'll work that out later. And that's really what I'm about. I want people to know and fear me. They will soon know the name Lucius Drake throughout Charybdis. Whereas I was nothing before, I will certainly be something here. That's Lucius.
Excellent. Thank you. That was fantastic. Yes, petty criminal on a penal colony transport to Australia that was dragged to Charybdis by the maiden in her maelstrom. Right, found himself here, suddenly in control of the water element. Water mages are prized throughout Charybdis, predominantly because they are the only elemental school capable of healing. And so it is assumed when you hire a water mage. I'm assuming Coratunis is assumed in his hiring of a water mage that he has also hired a world-class healer. The coinkydink
I might have
is
exaggerated just a little bit.
that Lucius here has taken the water elemental skill and not, thank you, Jojo, and not a single healing power. So, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But with the crew established, I think we should probably talk about the man they are here to see. Now, it's been a minute since we have last met Captain Jonas Porter of
Thanks,
the,
Sugar, by the way.
RMS Brigand's Bane. And I think that, things have probably changed for him. Rusty, why don't you give us the intro and then tell us a little bit about Porter's life over these, last few hard months?
Sure. Hello, I'm Rusty Porter. I play One-Eyed Jonas. And I have the distinct honor of playing as the only OG member of the crew from season 1, so pretty stoked about that. But okay, Jonas Porter, he whereas last season he went by Captain Jonas Porter of the HMS Palace prior to coming to Charybdis, now he just goes by Jonas. In fact, he doesn't ever refer to himself by his last name, and that's pretty indicative of his mental state right now. So, as Will explained, Jonas had a run-in with Redbeard Rufus, the legendary ghost pirate, and escaped. How did he escape? That is a story that may or may not come out at some point. We'll leave it a mystery for now. However, what is not a mystery is that he was marooned on an island, was there for some months alone, and managed to, either by luck or his own cunning, managed to make it off the island, but not before being branded with a horrible, horrible facial handprint. It's a burn that even to this day still seems fresh when you look at it. Jonas had a rough go of it before. He lost an eye in season 1, hence his name, One-Eyed Jonas. So now he has both his left eye gone and a handprint burned into the right side of his face. And where before his only goal was to rejoin up with the British Navy and retake his place as a rightful captain in the naval presence here in Charybdis, Jonas has pretty much distanced himself from that life as much as possible. Has only boarded a ship when necessary to facilitate his survival, and hasn't really made many friends since then. He has, however, tried his best to kill himself, both with drink and with combat, and been unsuccessful in both ways, and is in a pretty bad spot right now.
It should be said that Garen Glute and Mongrel both survived the encounter with Redbeard Rufus as well, but we're not there for the final showdown due to Garen Glute's cowardice. He immediately leapt overboard at the very first time he was able to, because that's, come on. And quite buoyant. I'm not sure if we were called Garen Glute, but he is not what I believe I would refer to as a svelte man. So he bobbed quite nicely in the salty waters of Charybdis. And Mongrel had been underwater at the moment of the catastrophe, plotting some Mongrel-esque moment of brutality where he would leap up and claw the incorporeal Redbeard. He's not a big thinker. He's a big actor, though. And as a result, have accompanied One-Eyed Jonas here for these last few months. Through his downward slide into madness, Mongrel was instrumental in feeding Jonas for the first few weeks on the island before he found it within himself to find the self-sustenance. Garen has, bolstered those spirits. Somehow, despite the deprivations of the months on the island, it should be said that Garen is no less corpulent than he was before, though. Now, whether this was because he was secretly successfully finding food on the island and eating it, or perhaps just a facet of Glute that he will always be a very rotund man. But he did not appear to lose an ounce over their time on the Whip Islands. Maybe there was a city on the other side of the island and he was just stealing people and eating them the whole time. I mean, it's Garen, right? And just ashamed of himself, so hiding it. Who knows? But he's still quite obese. And they live in the Dregs now. It's a tent city of sorts that has formulated itself on the southern side of Brigand's Cay, where they make a meager living predominantly through Mongrel and Jonas's antics in the arena. Now, and when I say antics, I do not want you to think that either of them has ascended the ranks of arena glory. I mean, like, there is top tier gladiators, right, that do interesting contests, and then, like, on Wednesday morning, right, they have the bum fights, right? And that is where you will find Jonas. Now, Mongrel himself could probably ascend higher in the ranks were it not for the rampant prejudice against the fact that he tended to eat them while they were alive, which is not, they have kids in the audience. The murder, yes. The eating of the living entrails, that's a bridge too far. Come on. It's Sunday. But at any rate, aside from their violence in the arena, Glute has, managed to infiltrate the seedy underbelly of Brigand's Cay himself and come up with a business proposition or two in his glutiness to at least restockpile some jellied eels and occasionally happen across, when things get super dire, Glute just happens to have a couple of gold coins. Oh, I just got them, he swears. But it's only ever when the money is, like Jonas here hasn't eaten for 2 days and he's starting to get the shakes from not drinking. Then Garen always has a go here, take a penny, but never any other time. At any rate.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, you just swinging that, so you getting ready?
I was just making sure that the modifier was working, even though I couldn't see it on my skills list.
Our camera, we're looking at this from a cinematic perspective, is going to come in. Now that readjusted to a new size? I do not like that.
Rex wanted to know if
oh yeah,
if Jonas showed Garen Glute his real one-eyed Jonas.
They did spend a lot of time on the island, and so maybe, who knows. And
hey, when you go through some stuff, you got no secrets from each other anymore.
Right, no, well, what is love, baby, don't hurt, Glute. But, again, our camera here, get away from the, uh-oh. Don't give me errors. Why are they giving me errors? Don't do that. No, close. Just spawn the encounter and, really, gang? That's fun. Okay, alright, we can drag it in there manually, and then we'll just... Ooh, alright, so never mind my automated Fantasy Grounds Unity, gang. I wreck $140. Worth every penny. But, we do return to... No, that should be on. Alright, yeah. Click. Boom. The camera pans in on Jonas, who finds himself contracted for a 3-fight obligation right now. It's a 3-fight obligation assuming you survive the last round of the tournament, right? or you aren't disqualified due to, the brutal injury. There's the audience vote thing that goes on sometimes. But this first round has been just an afternoon of patheticness. People have shoved their grandpa in there to save money on food, right? It's old salty sea dogs trying to prove their worth. And the arena floor is littered with the bodies of the many failures that have come before you as your two combatants come stumbling out of the ring. Now, the proper matches are officiated by the Lord Mayor Haluan himself, right? But he can't be bothered with this fair, right? And so it's just one of the gladiator trainers stepping up and he says, it's One-Eyed Jonas versus some spice addict and a deadbeat gladiator. All right, here we go. And he tosses up a rag. And we find the combat on. And Jonas, you find yourself across the now rainy arena. Mud slicked interlaced with the blood from the bodies that still lie on the floor. They haven't bothered to clean up. Well, thank you there. That's rough. That was one for me. Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah.
Dare
You find yourself across the way from a caraway spice addict. Give me a common knowledge roll.
Alrighty, here we go.
All he knows is pain now.
Hey.
Excellent. It's not just the shakes in his hand and his finicky nature that gives him away as a caraway spice addict, but the green staining from the tear ducts, right? It tends to stain the fluids around the eye. You inhale it and it works its way out through the mucous membranes there. And both of those are pretty indicative that old boy's been high on that caraway spice, right? And is probably fighting at this moment, not for a meal, despite his ramshackle and, skinny appearance as he gives you the RoboCop criminal shakes. Come on, daddy-o, that kind of thing, right? Yeah, thank you, yeah. The fellow next to him looks like if it was 25 years ago, right, you'd be in for a proper fight, but now is an old, scarred man well past his prime, right? Too old to even probably farm or hunt. And this is the only thing he knows. At least he can get himself an honorable death in this situation. But with that established, the meager crowd goes, and we are away. Deadbeat gladiator is up first, right? And he steps forward, right? And he says, my name is... You can't even make... And I represent the clan of... And he attempts to cut himself, but the cutlass isn't even, It has been a while since this cutlass has been serviced. It's like he took it off. This is a ritual that maybe 20 years ago would have been impressive, but that would have required teeth and, like the vocal cords and sobriety to carry through with it. And, and he drags the dull blade across his chest, which doesn't even cut the fabric, let alone give him the first blood that you assume he was going for in the situation. Next up, the spice addict, twitchily, shakes his dagger at you, and he's like, I know you got the good stuff, daddy-o. Because, again, we're describing the, if you've not seen RoboCop recently, go back and watch what they depicted the criminals were going to be like, because this guy's 100%, RoboCop would have shot him like 9 times. But he is going to advance and attempt to intimidate you. Please give me your spirit roll. Ha! Ha! Oh, shit. I didn't expect that, though. He has intimidated you with a raise, sir. You are shaken by his display of prowess. You did not expect his twitchy hands to be dexterous, But as he leapt forward, jabbing, the dagger darted around his fingers, almost like somebody wielding a butterfly knife. And the dexterity left you... Now, wait a minute. I'm gonna poke you.
All right.
Jonas, only momentarily shaken by the display, probably still too much in a stupor yourself. Are you not on the map?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, the map, right?
So
okay.
I see only, I don't see like the map, I just see my token. But
You
that's
don't
all right.
See the token too.
Oh, click the token? Does it not give you
Okay.
your line of sight?
Yeah, I tried that.
Not for us,
No.
no.
Oh my
I don't know
god,
if it
it's
does
not...
for
All right.
Rusty.
So our line of sight features aren't working. That's fun.
Mm.
Let me
I mean,
unlock this and poof. Now you can
Oh,
see
there
it,
you go.
right?
There you go.
Well, yeah, but now there's
Got
no
it.
line of sight, so
Right.
it's ruined. It's
Gotcha.
ruined everything. But there we go.
It looks beautiful though.
Thank you. It was a labor of love. Oh, and he
Okay, so-
advances forward on the junkie who slashed at him intimidatingly.
Yeah, so Jonas is not used to being intimidated, but actually, though, because I was intimidated, did the junkie choose to do what is it? Like make me distracted or vulnerable?
He probably should have, but in this instance, he just made you shaken because this is a narrative conflict that we
Okay,
are using
cool.
to advance your. These are quite skilled opponents that are going to. I mean,
No,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. So Jonas is going to move up to this guy and actually attempt to intimidate him back, just brandishing his super ugly mug, and just give him the good old piratey. Ah!
oh my god. Spirit roll from the oh yeah, he rolled a 1, so give me your intimidate there. Oh my sweet, wow. Yeah, no, so that was
He's running.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, no. So at any rate, he definitely drops his dagger because he didn't sign up. That's nonsense. Why would he?
We see a roll.
Jonas
by the
is a
way.
pretty
I'm
ugly
looking.
dude.
And he goes, "Get him, Gustav!" And yeah, is going to attempt to flee, giving you a free attack.
We see a roll.
Sure.
too.
Yeah, you should now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you strike him as he flees. The intimidating visage leering out like walking death itself.
Oh, Jesus.
And run
Yeah.
him through with the blunderer's blade. I imagine for the second wound, twisting it upon its excision, and he falls to the ground a quivering heap, gasping. It should be said that he had been doing so much of the caraway spice that his blood was even starting to get a faint green tinge to it. He was well on his way to dying from it anyway.
I just made his death a relatively painless one.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, it might be painful.
No, relatively getting run through, yeah. Relative. I'm sure you don't feel your heart get punctured, right? They put a stent in there, you don't feel anything. You wouldn't feel it's the outside of it that would,
If you cut the spinal cord,
That's true. But the next round is going to have the deadbeat gladiator say, "You're going to pay for what you did to Marcus." Now he's close enough that you can hear him, despite what sounds like a bag of gravel in his mouth. I mean, like, I've been on a long time, and this is how we'll die for that. I'll pay. And he is going to advance and swing his cutlass at you. Again, what might have been a weapon at some point is now mostly a hunk of iron that you casually parry away. No time for his nonsense. And it is your go again.
All right. Dispensing with the pleasantries because,
Right.
it's only, you can only yell in guys' faces so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one's actually swung at you now, Oh, for no reason in particular. Striking him with a raise. He didn't have the strength in his sword arm for what he assumed was going to be an easy riposte. The age has taken him, and your blade catches an artery, and blood splashes crimson over the now thickening mud of the arena floor as he falls to his knees, making eye contact with you, dropping over quite cinematically, and no less dead.
And as he dies, Jonas is just gonna pull the sword out and like unceremoniously wipe it on his pants and just sort of walk back to the door or wherever the entrance is, the gate.
The gladiator trainer was half paying attention. He glances over and goes, "Oh shit!" and rings the bell. And he goes, which one? Jonas excels to the next round of the combat." And people, all right. As the bodies of your opponents sink further into the arena mud floor, neglected and eventually probably to be chopped up and used, fertilizer or, stock food, whatever happens there. But with that established, you make your way back to the dregs to bunker down for an evening of drinking with your meager winnings. Congratulations on your 1 gold for 2 human lives. Your ship has come up to dock. You have paid the customs and excise fee from Halu's man, as is appropriate. Right, a simple 10 gold. It wasn't exorbitant. Although you weren't entirely sure if he was the man proper, he was the man watching the docks, and you'll use him as evidence there. And you are free to dismount and deboard. Yeah, deboard. You don't dismount a ship. And go about your affairs.
Lucius, Harper, come with me. We'll find our man here in this port.
Follow.
Let's see, we're right there. Who's imports? I see the shipwreck surprise from the docks. It's a
Certainly,
big
yeah.
hulking thing.
It's the main. It would be the main building, not for the recently constructed arena. Everybody, give me notice rolls, except for Porter, of course.
Oh, I'm used to noticing things.
Wow, not now. That extrasensory tentacle notice would be nice here.
Somebody notices.
Bill Harper.
But that's what you got. That's what you got me for.
You've been through here before. When you first came through Charybdis, after you made it off of Torithka, this was the next stop you were over. It was called Azzy's Cay back then. It was much less developed and much less seedy. There is an unseedy underbelly here that reminds you of the less savory neighborhoods from some, Boston, the poor areas. You do not get the sense that the recent construction here, of which there is plenty, has been a sign of fortuitous developments for the community. In fact, it does seem like this is now a place for scallywags and scoundrels both.
Harper, you've been through here before. That shipwreck there, that's a tavern or bar.
Absolutely, sir.
Harper, speak up, boy.
It looks a little bit seedier than. It seems to be a little bit seedier than I remember, but yeah, absolutely.
Very well, we'll go there first and hopefully find our drunkard there.
As you enter the shipwreck surprise, it does appear as though it was once a ship that was under service due to the buildup of barnacles over the lower planks that established the walls of the exterior. There was a sign in front of the place until recently, evidenced by the toppled over pillars and the planks on the frontage. You can barely make out that it said "no weapons allowed," but it does not seem to be the case anymore due to the variety of unsavory fellows leering from the porch with the strange smokes lingering in the afternoon air, giving you all the side eye.
Yeah. Well, I'm always giving everyone the side eye at all times.
That's true. That's factual. You are a squid man.
Be on your toes in here.
And,
You'll have to
and
be in
Bill
here
is
or
just
someone will
grinning.
answer our questions.
And Bill is grinning.
Bill, please be on your toes. You're paid to live. And enter, and if there's no one like taking any notice of an armed and armored Kraken, I'm gonna go to the bar and inquire with the tender.
Yes. Let me pull up the shipwreck surprise here. You'll have to excuse me. For some reason, I didn't have this one ready.
Well, they're
I'm
looking
waiting
for
to
an
ask.
alcoholic. Would they want to go to the
I'm
tavern?
waiting to ask the question.
Yeah.
Fortuna, how did this place get turned around this way?
I've never been here before. Ask Bill.
Beautiful.
Oh, the ship?
Yes, because the bow of the ship
the-
is facing the water, and you would have thought that if they had drug it aboard on shore, they would have drug it bow first onto shore.
Yeah, I mean, logically, that would have made sense. I mean, if you were designing
Pretty
this, like, if you had really thought it through as a concept, you would definitely have it, facing the other. But apparently, it was a mighty squall that shipwrecked it here that had
They
it
drug
tossed
it ashore
aboard.
for
That
killing.
must be the surprise.
That's the
They
surprise.
were going to keel haul it. And,
Take a penny, you son of a bitch. Oh, that's the surprise. Yeah, surprise! It's facing the wrong way logically. How did they do it? It's a fucking... You are a squid man! Don't give me the ship's facing the wrong way. Like, come on. My God, but...
Really, it speaks to their ingenuity.
Yes, you enter. There is a loose evening crowd. A very dejected-looking woman behind the bar. She is Massaquani, bright blue hair. She has some signs of recent injuries as she shuffles around behind the bar. Her gait is uneven, evidence of a recent leg wound. None of the other patrons really stand out, with the exception of a cowled red-haired lass that is clearly eyeballing you all from under the deep shadows of her conveniently placed cloak.
Coratunis gazes alienly across the crowd and then glomps over to the bar.
Glomps
Lucian.
over. Yeah, no, it's just like sloppy, wet tentacle noises. I mean...
Flushing, like jellied eels.
All of his limbs end like his hands. If you look at his character art, his feet are exactly the same way, and that's not some invention of us. That's like, he has tentacle hands. That's the art. That's what they do. So, like, although the art describes them differently than the actual lore, but, that's fine. The tentacle hands, so tentacle legs and tentacle, well, I've seen enough hentai to know where that is going.
Lucius elbows Coratunis and motions over to the woman staring. She probably recognizes me. Just FYI.
Did you need a loan?
What?
Well, to pay her.
She probably knows that I'm Lucius Drake. I mean, she's staring. Pretty obvious if you ask me. I'll lay low. I don't want to, people probably recognize me, heard of me before.
I'm sure. Turns to the bar wench. Tender. And I slide one gold piece over.
To the left.
We seek a one-eyed man. Rumor is he's been branded on the face with a hand. Name of Porter.
Oh, well, that last bit actually narrows it down. I was going to ask you which one of these four gentlemen sitting in the room. But you mean the fighting drunk?
If it fits the other description, yes. the fighting drunk.
She takes
I
the
actually-
coin
I
and
like that nickname.
pockets it.
The
And
fight.
she goes, "What business do you have with Jonas?"
Revenge.
I've never heard of him.
Like, Cortunus stares alienly at her.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you have misunderstood. Not upon him. With him.
Now, listen here. I know you Kraken are a serious lot, but I don't know what you would want with what's left of dear Captain Porter.
His body is meaningless. What he knows is important.
You're not being especially reassuring as to your ultimate intention. Should I even know who you're talking about? Of course.
Let me try here. Excuse me. I am Lucius Drake.
Are
And
you?
he just stands there like she's supposed to know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Lucius Drake. We're looking for One-Eyed Jonas. So yes, I know it's me actually in the flesh, Lucius Drake.
And
So
you
might you direct
are.
us?
I
Look,
don't
no
think
need to-
this one knows you.
They all.
I'm not sure I know anything. What I am starting to know is that you gentlemen are making me uncomfortable, and that's not the easiest thing to do, given the types that come around through these parts.
Captain, more tinder. She needs just more tinder.
We're not going to burn the place down, Harper.
I think he means money, gold.
Do you require more money?
Another coin.
No, I
another
need
coin.
reassurances of your intentions.
For
Let me
her.
persuade you then, shall I?
That's enough, Azzy. That's enough, says the lady's voice coming from the corner. She pulls back the hood, revealing her fiery red locks and the full pirate hat she was hiding. In 1 second, it was like deeply hooded face, and she pulls back the hood, and poof, I mean, it's the full tri-corner, big feather, right? Like, the cloak falls from her shoulders, right? And it's clearly well-established pirate brigand guard. And she says, "That's quite enough. I'll speak to him, Azzy. Go back to tending the bars. What is it you want with Jonas? Make your intentions clear here and now.
Just looks about himself like he has been this entire time. He must know about Redbeard Rufus to have survived the encounter.
You're here chasing fairy tales? You've come a long way for a child's stories.
The world drowns and you talk of fairy tales.
You can't help but see how the dim light of the tavern highlights how glamorous she is. Like, she's really stunningly beautiful despite her, she's got just those accent dirt marks, right, that they do in the movies when they're like, oh, look, the leading lady lives a rough life. Like, maybe a couple of cute little scars going on their bright green eyes. Vivacious, one would say.
Well, I'm certain to a human, or even more close to human.
Everybody else notices. You're just like, you look like a monkey. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you're hairy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've heard of me, Lucius Drake. We're simply here to talk to.
Oh, of course, the magnificent Lucius Drakes. Who hasn't heard of him?
I know. Of course.
Yeah, but moving on, what is it exactly? You want information about a fairy tale from Jonas?
If that's what you want to call it.
I don't
yes.
know. I don't know who legit his is, but he's gonna be in a sad state.
The state he is in is unimportant.
I'm just saying that if somebody has led you here under the pretense that he's gonna be able to give you some kind of inside scoops, the only thing he's giving you the inside of is the bottom of a bottle, because he's well into his cups most of the times.
So he will need alcohol to be persuaded. I will have 1 bottle of your cheapest wine.
He doesn't realize why. Rum! He wants grog. Give him grog. And a bottle of grog slides across the bar, the cork moldering. Now, the last time you were through here, Bill Harper, there was definitely a higher quality establishment. Things, it might have just been that it was fresher built, but you remember enjoying the food and drink, and the air wasn't quite so hazy with strange smokes. And, definitely seedier all around. Water stains on all the surfaces.
Where might we find Paul?
Easy, this place
grog?
has changed.
Things change. If I was you, I'd look in the dregs, or maybe at the arenas.
Very well.
The arena.
Let us leave.
What is this arena?
There's an arena now?
Yeah, the arenas is, Lord Mayor's Halluins put it in to draw tourism. I suppose it works. I mean, there are more tourists, more money flowing through the community, whether willingly absconded with or not is another instance altogether.
It doesn't even go to the school like it should.
Oh, no, I mean, if you think there's a school here, you haven't really seen the entirety of what Brigand's Cay has to offer. Linger in any of the alleys long enough, and you'll be sure to get a battle map that features an alley with several.
I got a bad feeling about any alley.
That would be very unfortunate.
That would be most unfortunate. By the way, my name is Mary Cricket. Although, people used to call me...
extends out a tentacled hand to,
She
grasp.
takes it. Yeah. She says, people used to call me Annie Masons, but not anymore. That name will get me into trouble these days. If I were you, I would avoid the gaze of Lord Mayor Halluins. He's a bit of a despot.
Is he a sword fighter?
Yes. Ish. And not in the direct sense, but in the hire several people to stab you in your tentacles sense.
I appreciate the advice.
Yes. Your voice is nearly as gravelly as mine's is.
It is the one part of you that is attractive.
just bonding.
Super hot.
Thank you, Ruex.
Super hot sounds like
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's what they want to watch.
Yes, that makes sense.
Can I tell her to answer the phone? Go back. No, I'm gonna get it.
Now, for new people, this voice is probably terribly confusing, but it should be said that this is actually not the first time this character has been in this 50 Fathoms even. Captain Porter rescued Miss Mason here from the slave-driving Halluin, and now she has found her way here to form a sort of resistance of sorts against the Lord Mayor's actions. He took over the place. She slid into the underground. AZ fell out of prominence, the barmaid, but she does in fact owe Captain Porter a favor of sorts and might be responsible for the fact that he hasn't been killed yet, or maybe the easiness of his bouts even. Now, it should be said, dear viewer, that he has been scheduled a couple of times to fight some, like fighters. He's been doing this for a couple of months, but they have mysteriously fallen out of the roster due to a variety of circumstances. One of them found themselves with an acute case of lead poisoning. It turns out that a ball of shot got implanted directly into their brain, and that did it. That did it. Another person slipped and fell on a series of daggers. Right before the bout, same day he was scheduled to go up against Ivar, the bad, not quite Ivar the terrible. He was Ivar the bad, right? Certainly would have run Porter through. All you have to do is really attack him from the, hey, look over here, good eye, and just hit him from the other. You'll never see it coming, right? But, despite those circumstances, she is willing to lead you guys to the dregs, but she is not going to allow you to go unsupervised. Under the auspices, of course, of it being for your own safeties.
You said you knew who I was. You should probably know we need no protection. I'm Lucius Drake.
Oh, yes, the Lucius Drakeses, of course, how could I forget? She exchanges, give me a notice roll. Her and Azzy exchange the quick eye roll, Coratunis, that you have come to ascribe with human sarcasm. Lucius, you're too busy basking in your own glory to notice that they both go, mm-hmm.
Just FYI, Lucius has the arrogant hindrance.
Oh, no, 100%. No, I've read the character sheet and I love it. Yes, no. You're playing the character. It's fantastic. Although he is a little... He's a little Miles. He's so... That's okay. Yeah. It's like Miles back. Miles with a British accent. I'm loving it. But, yeah, so she is willing to lead you to the dregs. Which
steps aside.
Mm-hmm.
Gestures wiggly,
which she interprets as lead the way, and you leave the establishment. The people drinking return to their cups, bearing you no mind, and you are whisked out. It's not far at all, a block and a half, just a few 100 feet to the loose assemblage of crude tarps that comprise the refugee settlement community on the outskirts. They're building buildings for them, but of course, given the rarity of wood in Charybdis, who knows if and when that will happen, and the simple jute buildings will have to do. It should be said that there is no septic system, right? And we live in the age of sail, so you can imagine there is a thick ammonia odor in the air, underlaced with a stale beer and human excrement as you slosh through the, ankle-deep puddles that form the road, air quotes, leading up to the dregs. And she gestures for you to pause, right? And comes into the tents, right? Disappears momentarily through the circuitous maze of canvas tarps, loosely arrayed. And then she comes back and says, "He's here, but he's sleeping. That being said, you can wake him up if you're careful."
Yes, we will have to be careful.
"Come this way." And she leads you to a nondescript, mud-stained canvas tent that was crudely erected. Everybody give me a notice roll.
Drake don't do shit. Ever.
No, you see, you're like doing your nails right now. Bill Harper, we're gonna go with you. The acrid tang of ammonia from the human waste left out to bake in the sun and puddles is overwhelmed here by this fishy smell of somebody. It seems to be cooking eels, drying eels, smoking eels, jellying eels. There is a nondescript canvas tent and a very obese man dressed in what you assumed at one point was finery, but is now threadbare and patched with a variety of fabrics. Massaquani, given the tuft of red hair on top of his head, the regal collar of his jacket, sun and salt bleached, frayed, the tassels not hanging their majestic golden yellow anymore, but a litany of browns and oranges from the accumulation of soils and Lord knows what. There's a split down the back of his pants that he has been unable to mend, showing his, that's right, heart-shaped boxers. He has they're heart boxers. Right? It should be said the split being in the back reveals more than the boxers, but we, dear viewer, will leave what revealed to your imagination. Suffice to say that sanitation has not been of the prima essence in the time at the camp here. And indeed, he is fussing here and there all about hanging up eels on a rack, right? Mumbling to himself, running over to some crates, opening it up. It contains more eels. He seems to be accompanied by a kahana, right, that is trying to fashion containers out of coconut husks, right? does not appear to be working for a canning mechanism. Anybody with any idea of how canning works knows that you are not going to preserve eels, jellied or otherwise, in a coconut husk container constructed by the hands of a creature from the Black Lagoon man. But suffice to say, he is hard at it, gnawing at bits, using his claws at bits, clearing the tops away, pouring out the juice and meat, and putting them in the pot for Garen to boil, and later stuffed full of his eel concoction. That, with the notice roll that you got, Bill Harper, you hear him going, "Yes, Garen's eels, all the appeal of Garen's eels," as he bops around the camp. Quite light in the feet for such a large man, certainly. And from deep inside the canvas tent, you hear what sounds like a chainsaw being used to kill a pack of cheetahs, as the snoring of a clearly inebriated man comes wafting over the sound of the crackling campfire and noise of the busy inhabitants going about their business.
Captain, I think your man isn't in there.
Yeah. Let us go see to awaken him then. And go over to the tent and
as
peel
you
back.
approach the tent, the Kahana stands up and goes, clearly, you've been here long enough to, he's been hostile. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, bud?"
Cortunus's back just stiffens at having a fucking Kahana gurgle at him. Is your beast under control? And I peek towards
I
the
control
fat
myself, Squid Boy. You understand, because again, you both
Lucius-
speak a very gurgly language. It's unfortunate, actually, to the Krakens how similar Kahana's native speak. It's incomprehensible to people that aren't from Charybdis because it's meant to be spoken underwater, firstly, right? But both languages, it's like, Spanish and Italian, right? They get the gist of each other's speak. So they use the first character now that can actually understand in months of Mongrel being on the show what Mongrel has to say. And he hates it.
Lucius stepped in between and literally does what is in the character art. Flicks him off with the ice shard.
Excuse me, sir. Please do not confer with Master Jonas. He needs his beauty sleep. There's quite about coming. Oh, yes. Might I be of assistance? He says. Garen Glut. A man about service to Master Jonas. Yes.
Yeah, I hold up the 3 tentacles of my right hand and count down. 1, you are not Jonas. 2, if what he has what I need, there will be no upcoming bout. And 3, are you going to stop me?
Well, now, sir, I did not mean hostile intent. I just mean there's activities that must be performed. You need an appointment, sir. You can't just see one of the finest gladiators in all the arena, sir. Not just an appointment. You need to confer with me, his secretary, his man at large, his agent, as it were.
That's a no.
Hey, Jonas!
Jonas, give me a notice roll. Non-vision, -2. You're pretty hammered. Could you not, sir, please, it is poor form. An appointment is required. It's such a simple thing to ask. Oh yeah, Jonas, somebody has shouted, in English, right, your name, quite loudly directly outside your tent. And you hear Garen then going, now, sir, if you would be so kind as to abstain from vocalizing at Master Jonas right now, because, again, he needs his beauty sleep. This evening's match is going to be quite brutal indeed. Yes, I fear for his life.
Cartoonist.
So,
I'm
waking up. Oh, go ahead.
The L.
Now, sir, I am unfamiliar with you, but allow me to assure you that I am the mouthpiece of Master Jonas. I speak in his absence, good sir.
You are the mouthpiece, that's for sure.
Well, if they're
So, Jonas is going, when he wakes up, he will just grab whatever's near at hand, which is probably an empty bottle, and just throw it as hard as he can at the opening of at the entrance to his
The
sleeping
canvas
area.
keeps it from injuring Glut, but not from smacking him in the side of the head as he goes, apparently the master is awake. He will see you now. Jonas, you have some, people here for you. And he is going to step back gingerly and kind of push Mongrel back out of the way. Mongrel's going to look at you, Cortunus, and go, "Rrr," which you interpret as one-eye friend.
Just gonna ignore that they spoke and pretend I didn't hear anything at all because they are filthy creatures. And enter the tent.
Why would he keep a pet?
It is like a humble, it's literally like some sleeping bags on a floor, barely elevated above the mud by a series of reeds that were laid down.
And Bill is staying outside the tent to keep an eye on these two and anything else in the camp.
The Kahana observes you, Bill, head tilted at the side. He seems to really like your bandana.
So Jonas is still currently face down on the reed mattress there, and is only vaguely awake, but just has the face of someone who just got woken up from severe hangover sleep, prematurely woken up, and is not a happy camper. I will say though that the part of him that is facing upwards is not the side that's missing the eye, but it's his right side where there's a burned handprint. Appears to be freshly burned, just that really angry red on his face.
All right, I'm gonna glomp over and just, you are Jonas Porter. I am Cortunus, and I settle down the bottle of grog next to him. We will speak.
Is everything okay in there, Master Jonas?
It's just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Do you need any eels?
No, Garen, thank you. Just eat your eels. That's just
keep
fine.
your strength up. They could be used as bargaining chips.
Jonas is going to kind of lift himself up on one elbow and
Lord, what
and drink as much as he can.
Face? What is that? What is wrong with your face?
Lucius, you noticed, did you? Yeah, it's just a bit of a scratch, really. It's just shut up.
Scratch. Your whole eye is missing, and then the blood disgusting. What is wrong with your face?
Lucius, outside.
Sorry. It's gross. I'll go outside.
Is he for real? Is he? This
outside.
Is him.
He is my
Surely you don't keep such company.
He goes out to Harper. This face. Go big too.
I'll say again. I'm Cortunus.
I peek in.
You are Jonas Porter.
Bill peek in.
Give me a spirit roll. You've been in Charybdis long enough. They managed to keep your lunch down, but only just. Sitting with the rays, you would have been iron, but you peep in there. He appears at you, and it's more wound than flesh. It's...
Sweet Jesus.
I told you.
When you turn around, Mongrel is chewing on a large fish head and spine, and he thrusts a clawed finger at your bandana, and then down at the fish head and goes, "Quaw."
No.
So Porter is gonna grumpily take a as big of a swig out of the bottle as he can manage to get down all at once without choking. And after he catches his breath again, right? Your name is Cortunus. You are a sea creature that's in my tent. What do you need? Look, I don't have anything. I don't really. What?
But
Just
you
make it
know
quick, please.
something, Jonas. You know about Redbeard Rufus. And that's what I want to know.
You want to see the
Everything
scar?
that you know. The scar is
Yes.
inconsequential.
Well, if you
Let
don't
me
want to
be
see
more
the scar,
clear.
I'm not sure.
You know the world is drowning.
Yes.
You know why the world is drowning.
Well, apparently some sea hags just decided they hated everyone and started some ritual to destroy the world. Yes, I've heard it all, but have I ever met one? No.
Well, when they did their ritual, my people assembled a great fleet of even greater ships to stop them. The fleet was destroyed, our city was destroyed, and this world was set on a path of death. For that, they must die. They are connected to Redbeard Rufus. Redbeard Rufus is connected to you. That brand connects you to him.
Yeah, wish I didn't. Wish it didn't.
Your face burns a little at the mention of it.
And so I will also know everything about him and where you were going when you met up with him.
Well,
There is a
do you
distant
like ghost
blaring
stories?
of trumpets and a thumping of drums coming from the arena, signifying that there is the 20-minute period for the next participants to assemble in round 2 of the arena tournament. This one will be more attended as the day has progressed some.
And if you
Look.
know enough, we will take you with us. There'll be no more need of this. You can be at the sea again.
Well, as much as I love it here, it is somewhat of a home for me. I don't know that I can just up and leave. I don't know that I want to, really, even if I could. I'll tell you
Garen.
what,
Oh,
we'll
go ahead.
speak after I kill this next bloke. I don't care who it is. We'll speak some more.
Garen suddenly bursts into the tent and says, Master Jonas, the cricket woman, she has said there's been a change in the lineup, sir. Oh, most devious things are afoot, I am afraid.
Mary, all right.
You were
what
scheduled
did she
for
say?
a
Out with it, man.
3-1. Oh, sir, it's terrible. Oh, you'll never survive, sir. It's the worst. It's unfathomable. Oh, sir. He uncorks
Good,
one of his
shut
coconut jars and takes a sip of his eel jelly and goes, oh, there, I needed to stabilize and temper my humor, sir. They have you up for a posts match, sir, against the beast, sir. You'll never survive. There's treachery afoot, Lord.
Flute, shut up. You've known me long enough now. You understand that Redbeard couldn't kill me. What's a few more attempts? It doesn't matter.
You may be willing to risk it, but I am not. You will not die in this next fight.
Well, it's excellent that you mention that, sir, because it seems that it's a team battle, and we find ourselves lacking a team.
Nonsense. We've got Mongrel.
Sir, I do not think he will be... Are you familiar with the post-battle, sir? They flood the arena. They flood the arena, sir, and there are several columns that you must leap to from column to column to. It's most foul, sir. And in your current state, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure you can make it from one to the next, let alone combat the beast of Torth-Ka, sir.
Did you say the beast of Torth-Ka?
I did, by releasing the red men against you, sir. I don't know who you angered, whose debt you didn't repay, sir, but this is... this is far too much, I'm afraid.
Undisciplined
As soon as Glute says he mentions the Beast of Toreth Ka, Jonas just gets this wild smile on his face, like, oh, all right, thank you. Yes, I'll be on my way now.
Notice roll that smile. Yes. Okay. So you do understand revenge.
Oh, I understand revenge.
Then we will speak more about it afterwards.
Excellent. Do you guys make
well.
your way to the combatants' entrance?
Yeah.
Convenient number of combatants needed. It's so weird that you guys just happen to be, maybe somebody spied you wandering into the tent and this is a setup, but yeah.
Obviously, they wanted to see Lucius Straight perform.
That's exactly what it is. So it should be said, we'll explain the rules when we come back from our mid-show break. Thank you so much for liking, following, subscribing the bit so far, guys. It's fantastic. You guys rock. I hope you like the spectacle, because there's about to be just a lot more spectacle. Oh man, this next challenge might be the most perfidious thing I have designed for the 50 Fathoms crew thus far. So please stay tuned and keep all those supports coming. Share us on Twitter. Join the Discord. All of it counts. All of it is awesome. And all of it supports the show and makes it better, which we appreciate tons because we're trying to make this a thing, man. But yeah, he's gonna one-shot that Beast of Toreth. Right? Yeah, no. Well, I'm aware. There are
Adventure
rules, though. I've put some... Yeah, no, I haven't even... Yeah. Man, the adventure cards, I have said it before and I have said it again. I spent $15 on adventure card module so that I could use it in Fantasy Grounds just so I could bend over and just like, no, I do not consent to this. Too bad. Over and over. I have this carefully crafted narrative and they're like, no, Narrows falls in love with you. No, I do 3 times damage. No, I can damage the only invulnerable plot device character canonically in all of Charybdis. Yeah, no. Adventure cards are fantastic, but if you are trying to tell, like, hey, let's keep this story going, guys, do not spend, do not use them. If you want to have a lot of fun and let people have more influence, definitely use them. But yes, we will be back in 10 minutes, so thank you for watching, and yeah, we love you guys. We'll be back. Ahoy, mateys, we're back. And ready for the second round of the tournament that Porter probably shouldn't have found himself, Jonas. I called him Porter for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? That
It
Jonas,
happens.
one-eyed Jonas, has found himself in. You, through your haze, have recognized that, the redhead gal has been helping you. You put 2 and 2 together, but it's, she's been on the periphery until now. Now she's loitering outside your tent. You recognize her as the prostitute you saved from Brigand's Bay, of course, at great personal cost. But, you've been in your own sorrow so much that I'm not sure you've really reconciled that.
Probably not. And, assuming she's been trying to lay low, I don't know that Jonas would have even talked to her much.
Mhm.
Maybe, seen her around here and there, but yeah.
She was
She's
certainly
been-
purchased by Haluhaluan, who now runs the town, so she has been on the DL,
Not only that, she also almost murdered him.
Mm-hmm. Cut him. But yeah.
Bill is, as we're leaving the dregs, Bill is going to look over and just, see a bag of something that's just left unattended.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to just pick it up.
What?
Take it with him. So I don't know what it is, what's in it.
I have
But
never,
something
in
which
all
was-
of my time in Savage Worlds, seen this adventure card, and I hate it.
Before.
Have we played where everybody gets another?
And we can all play another.
Yeah, we can also play another too.
So we'll have 3
Yeah,
in
so-
hand, and we can play 2 of them.
I very much so dislike every bit of this.
But we get a
But look what it
dangerous
said.
attack.
Come on, love.
That's-
Come on, love.
That's not great.
Somebody's
not
going to
great,
be
'cause
coming
that's
back
what-
for that special.
Like- Skip, I don't know what Will's gonna do to us for that.
That's true.
I don't. But then
But-
again, we're fresh, so we can handle.
Oh wow,
Right.
is that
Another
mist
adventure
effect?
card that negates whatever he comes up with.
Right. That mist effect has a seam, guys. You can see it go by every few
Yeah.
seconds. That's
Gross.
what? Look at that.
It's like the old
Yeah, what? Like,
The old school cartoons, where the background was constantly repeating.
all right. Yeah, it is. But so outside the tent, God, my voice tonight. Annie Mason, aka Mary Cricket, is waiting. And
Would I
she's-
know her as Mary?
Yeah, probably. That's what she goes by around here for sure. Mary Cricket. Mm-hmm. Again, hood
Morning,
down.
Mary.
She's just a hooded figure that always seems deep in shadow, but with the hood off, vivacious red-headed gal, pirate hat.
Mary. Well, it's always a good day when I see you. I assume you've got absolutely nothing to do with the changes in the schedule.
Quite the opposite, Jonas. I think the deck's being intentionally stacked against you.
Well, I've got no idea why someone would want that. It's not like I've got anything to lose or anything to gain, really.
Scuttlebutt is that Mr. Haluan has finally put 2 and 2 together and discovered they don't equal 5s, and figured out that you aren't One-Eyed Jonas, but you're the Captain Porter that he believes responsible for the downfall of the Brigandy Bazes.
So this is
Hmm.
revenge against you, Porter. Jonas.
It would seem so, yes. Well, so who are my, shall we say, cohorts?
Whoever you elect is
How many does he need?
him plus 3s.
Well, 1. Like, hold my tentacles up and point in 3 separate directions with them. At me, at Lucius, and then at Bill.
Yes, sir.
And
That's quite
It's-
Nobles', but you know this is a fights to the deaths, right? It's the posts.
Yes, they will die, and I will take Porter with me.
Plus, they have Lucius Drake.
It's the beasts of Torth causes, though. Common knowledge roll from, Harper. Porter, you're already familiar. Harper, you've heard of the beast of Torth, a pretty renowned gladiator. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, sir.
Yes. I say without any humility that on this island you are unlikely to find a better swordsman than myself.
Yeah,
Okay,
besides
I
me.
mean, there's more to it than swords is, but I mean, if that's, it's quite noble of you, I curtsy in favor of your magnanimousnesses. And if you happen to survive this, maybe we can talk about a plan to right some wrongs that have been going around here in order to maybe get you a little more information about them sea hags I heard you on about.
His eyes don't narrow at all, but you would feel like they're narrowing at you.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably seems even more unnerving.
There's... God. There's an elderly human magus that'll be spectating the event sitting next to Haluans. His name is, Flenflamir or Flenflamir. Something like that, but, if you do
He
well
will
in
read
the...
up magic. He will be known.
Well, Flenflamir at any rate, he's been around here for a minute, and the scuttlebutt is he has the inside scoop. If you do well, so you could probably seek an audience with him after the event. He's a bit of a fanboy of the gladiatorials.
Well, you're welcome to join me. Certainly, it's your funeral. I'd take the two behind me, but, well, frankly, the fat one doesn't fight, and the other one, I never quite know what he's going to do.
It's not that I don't fight, sir. It's that I choose my battles. And as a lover, those battles are few and far in between, yes?
Yeah. Let's go.
Do you want some eels for the road? To refurbish your spirits?
Garen, you need every eel you can get. Far be it from me to rob you from your delicacy.
That much is true. Give me a vision-based notice roll, everybody. Yeah, Garen seems to have moved on to using some of the island's scant lumber supply to construct a large wash basin of sorts.
We'll do him
Garen,
some good.
where did you get that wood? You know it's precious here.
There were a couple of shillings that I managed to barter from a fellow that, didn't need them anymore, yes. The eels are a hot commodity, sir, I'm telling you. Smoked, pickled, jellied.
Well,
We
sure,
should move
that's
on.
disgusting, but right.
This would be a fermentation vat. We can make eel liqueur, sir, yes. The finest. I believe your ancient Romans had something similar where they let it sit in the sun and bask.
I've never been more revolted in my life.
You'll see, sir.
I'd love to sit here all day and talk to your friend, but we got a beast to kill. So can we get on with it?
And with
Right,
that
right.
being said, you guys trudge up the muddy incline to the combatants' entrance. It should be said that several people are filtering in. This is going to be like a main event kind of deal. They have released the fellows on the bellows that have pumped in an amount of water, and shadows lurk in the the blackness of it here and there. Let me pull Counters. Oh, god damn it, I did it again, didn't I? Hold Alt when you place encounters in Fantasy Grounds, everybody.
The hell? Is Chinese checkers? What is this?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's super cool.
That's gonna be fun.
There we go. Now everybody is on their own initiative step. So, this requires some explainulation and probably, I would imagine, the masking to be turned off since it didn't work earlier. You guys can't see any of the...
And we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see now.
Yeah, we can see it all.
Do you have line of sight? Are there tokens that you can see and
No.
all that?
We can see each other, but we can't see
Alright,
any
yeah,
enemies.
It's not gonna...
Yeah, it looks
Oh.
like no.
Oh, there it is.
Line of sight is
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, there we go.
Yay! It works on this map for some reason. But, well, now, hang on there, bud.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, so as I said, this is, more attended bout. You guys can't see into the rafters, but you hear the people cheering. Alright, there's a little pirate band going with this squeeze box. Cups of ale are being spilled about. Bets are being exchanged. Indeed, the arena has been flooded with several feet of murky seawater, and which fins slosh to and fro. And Halluin himself is in attendance. My throat tonight. I better not have the Ronas, y'all. This is a bad week for it. This is premiere week. Let's keep going. All right. But there is an amplification horn made out of brass that he stands and quiets the riotous crowd by speaking into "Attention, attention! Yes, I, your magnanimous Lord Mayor, Halluin, you know, mixed like, yay, right? Have brought to you this spectacle before you today, the greatest entertainment in any free city, in all of Charybdis. And
Is he manually doing the echo? Please tell me he is.
Sure, yeah. It's not quite a big enough arena for the echo, so he's literally just double speaking, but yeah.
There's lots of confusion.
Assembled here this evening, we have a fine spectacle for you. We present the posts, right? And the central pillar of flame in the center burns dramatically for a second, right in the crowd. Right? The light from the fires illuminate the ever-escalating series of posts. Now, they are color-coded for your pleasure, and we will explain the mechanic there, but each one represents a different elevation. And as the flames leap up, illuminating the water's surface, a large finned creature splashes, and you can see the glaring white fangs of the beast of Toreth Ka, surrounded by several primal savage Hath-Ugak brethren, barely clothed like men, straight from the jungles, obviously taken here just for the fighting, arrayed on the posts across from you. So, this wasn't a Jet Li movie. Yeah. But the green posts represent the first height above the water. The yellow posts are the second height above the water, and the red posts represent the final and highest tier above the water. It is not possible to move from a green post to a red post. You need to go from one to the other due to the heights. Every movement between posts requires an agility roll. You can move up to your pace in number of posts per your turn, but every post requires an agility roll. Should you find yourself 2 posts below somebody, you cannot attack them. You do not have elevation on them, but they can attack you at no bonus. Should you find yourself 1 post above, or somebody 1 post above you, 1 post below somebody, they attack you with a +2, but you can return. Elevation is key. The higher you are, the better your attack bonus is what it means. There is no magic or firearms allowed in this arena fight. The people want a show. They want a spectacle. They don't want somebody to go, look, I've earthquaked all the posts down.
So how far above the ground are these posts?
The first one is 6 feet The second one is 9 feet, and the final one is 12 feet. 3 feet in between post elevations.
About
Okay.
defensive magic.
I mean, if you
I
can
just
slip
know
something in on the low key, as your powers were described to me, you ensconce yourself in ice, which would
Right.
be fairly
Yeah,
conspicuous.
obvious. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Now, the
before he
wind
started-
kicking up and deflecting a melee blow, that's a little, deflection, perhaps icy armor.
So that's
Uh-oh.
a card. I will be using a free edge.
Yep.
Improved counterattack. I will get 3 counterattacks per round for any failed fighting attacks against me.
Yep, that's fair.
Can I also? We can play a card and force somebody else, right?
No, you have to give them the card and then they play it because it counts towards their count total.
And they can play 2 cards because of
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Is anybody else planning on using another one? I don't know. Because I want to give this.
I'm really close, and you know what? I will go ahead and do it because I feel
Oh,
like
God,
I
not
really,
another one,
really
Mark.
want to be.
I definitely have one I need to use.
Oh yes.
Here they come, guys.
Drag
Drag the card into the chat
payback.
there.
Since I was here last time,
I just
I remember the beast. That sack of shit.
There it is.
He pushed me down in the street just because he was bigger than me.
Oh, yes, that's a good one.
I'm a lot bigger now.
I'll be playing my second and final adventure card. I choose Ugax Gladiators as the extra that I get plus 1d6 damage against.
Yeah. Not a fan of the Savage Beast. Or Torithka. I am just going to remove adventure cards. For some reason, that one's not popping up for me.
Oh.
So it means it can't be played. That's what. Oh, well, no, you
It's
gain
in the-
1d6 against. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just all right.
But it's just the Ugax Gladiators, right? Like, that's not the beast because he's not an extra.
Yeah, it's just the
That's true.
extra.
So.
Mine is only for the
Chose
beast. on the long card.
townsfolk.
Just the spectators.
All the townsfolk.
We're just gonna attack this city. Fuck them.
So, with that established, we have the series of pillars, which themselves are constructed out of various ship timber. Some of them are columns of stone, right? It's whatever they could stack up. Again, building materials are haphazard and scarce here. So, do not critically fail on any of your agility rolls to move from post to post.
Don't tell me that.
That being said, Hallooing goes, And should they survive this spectacle, I have been informed that one of them has played and we might have an encore in the crowd. Give me a vision-based notice roll. The elderly robed gentleman that's sitting next to Hallooing seems just like bored out of his mind with all of this.
Flammer.
Which is weird.
Quarters. Oh, dang. I said it too. Shoot.
Because if you
Jonas is just focused on the bad guys.
If you've seen, if this is the Fenflamir that was discussed earlier, he was supposed to be a fanboy at Gladiatorial event. So what's all that about?
Interesting.
But
he doesn't like the post.
The horns sound, right? The metal gates open, and you guys lurch out onto the unsteady platforms that are these wobbling posts above the roiling surface of the water beneath. And occasionally, what looks like a tentacle slips up every now and then, the back fin of some large creature. Surely the water's only a few feet deep, but that's interesting. And we are away. Cora Tunis is up first with the Joker. So, fun thing about this, I was alerted that all these months I've been playing, I've been doing Joker Wild wrong. It's not just you all that get another Benny every time a Joker is played. It's this guy too. It's this guy. It's everybody gets a Benny. So I'm just gonna go ahead.
Wow.
It says PCs.
I know. Yeah, but the book does not. So, womp womp. And with that, Cora Tunis is ready for, I'm assuming, his first agility roll.
We're going from, those are yellow?
Green.
Those are green. So I thought it was agility roll from different heights.
It's agility roll to any post. Post to post agility rolls.
So there are up to pace number of agility rolls per person per round.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna hop into the water and swim pace to the next green one because I'm aquatic.
Despite all the descriptions of the horrific things that lurk within the...
It's agility. There's 6 agility rolls. I'm gonna end up in the water.
I'm sure his faith in himself is pretty strong.
Agility roll 1. All right, that's 1. Agility roll 2.
I mean, you're complaining about it on the round when you have the Joker bonus and you have an agility of what,
3.
D10? Like, come on, dude.
3rd agility roll. 4th agility roll. That's a failure. I fall into the water.
I see a 4 there because of the Joker bonus, dude.
Joker bonus. 5th agility roll.
Look at that.
6th agility roll.
And since they were raises on those.
All right, I have moved 6 posts with 6 rolls.
Thank you. Lucius.
Well, shit. Lucius will do the same. Agility. There we go. 1. Well, I guess I'll wait till I'm done.
Nobody's requiring anybody to move their full pace every round.
Oh, shit. I'm bent. Oh,
And there we go.
Not gonna bet a critical failure.
Crit failed. All right, what happens?
I thought it was going to be me.
What was that? That was your second roll there. You were on this column.
Yep.
This column collapses, and I'm going to need an agility roll at a -2.
Oh, hold on. Does that not work? There we go.
Excellent. You managed to leap to another adjacent column. Go ahead and...
So I was there, so can I go there?
Mm-hmm.
Does that stop my turn as far as movement?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And we will... Just nix that boy out. All right. Jonas.
I think Jonas is gonna take a look at the task in front of him, and also take a look at Bill Harper and realize that he looks much more young and agile than Jonas does, and is gonna say, "Right, how about it then?" And he's gonna go on hold.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excellent. Bill Harper, the rope monkey.
I am going to wait until the beast moves. So I'm going to delay my turn.
Alrighty. We got Gladiator at number 6. Is not going to be able to move himself because he's in the back, and this was a poorly plot out entry. But the Beast of Toreth Ka is going to be able to move, and it is said that he is a skilled combatant at the posts, giving him a +2 to athletics rolls made to maneuver around this environment. This is not his first rodeo. He has bloodied his sword here frequently. And his first roll is a success. I have to exit drawing mode, really? Come on. Move 1 totem over. Second roll coming out. deftly maneuvering. For some reason, not applying the bonus, but that's fine. He doesn't need it so far. Quite handily maneuvering, flipping from post to post. The weight of his blade, massive in his hands, being used as a counterbalance to steady himself as he deftly traverses the obstacle course. Leering with saliva running down his chin, clearly fixated.
Just in canon, didn't Chef already kill this dude?
You have killed a red man before for sure, but not this one in particular.
And I thought he punched the shit out of him. I'll just make believe in my mind he did.
Right.
Apparently, the legend of Chef was a little off.
Just handily maneuvering post to post here, clearly looking like a meat missile towards you. Ugat Gladiator is going to move himself far less agile. And rolls a 1, immediately toppling into the waters below. The crowd roars uproariously as one of his limbs flies up out of the water, separated from his body, and the roiling surface turns into a gout of red. Hallooing. He's going to clap. Good showing. The savages are going to put on quite a spectacle tonight. Again, Fluffanir seems, Ugat Gladiator number 2. Never been on the post before. Is going to fail, requiring an agility roll. -2. And also plummet right into the water. The crowd doesn't cheer quite so much on this one. Now they're starting to feel like they were ripped off. Like this spectacle is, not the bill of sale they were sold. Luffamere kind of idly glances over the crowd. Ugat Gladiator number 4 going to attempt his agility roll. Make it deftly, but going to be very cautious as he moves up to the next post and going to hold there shakily. His spear not being used as a counterbalance, but, fighting for his life. And is that yeah, all right.
We had Bill and I on hold.
Okay, yep.
Oh, yeah,
It is
go
now
ahead.
Bill's turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This Bill is smiling ear to ear with the biggest, he lives for this.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he did not know that such an event existed, but he now realizes this is where he was meant to be. He has an edge called Rope Monkey. And I should be able to make one athletics roll, and I can move to reposition myself within DT or 10 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that say D10 inches? Okay. So my question is, do I count those 10 inches as 10 squares of posts or just
Why
straight
don't
line
we
D10?
have it due to the D10 cut in half due to the unique nature of this challenge? Just one agility roll will get you your 5.
Oh, okay.
Rope Monkey is pretty uniquely designed for this situation, nearly specifically. Yeah, no problem. And he's off.
And do I have to stick to the post, like 5?
Yeah,
posts,
5
not
posts,
just skipping over
and you can't
right.
skip from green to red, but you can move up to yellow or whatever. Bam! Giggling like a
And he's
madman, I'm
grinning.
assuming, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Sailing across the top of the post effortlessly, like as though the wind itself was guiding you. Jonas? Okay, just boom, off like a shot.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, yeah, I'm gonna just make a go for it. Let's see here.
There you go. Steadily, post to post, wildly, still half drunk.
Definitely still half drunk. Probably mostly drunk. Well,
I guess
okay.
there's
So
one
on a
thing.
failure, do I
with
just
my-
not make it, or do I fall in?
Agility rolled a -2. Not a critical failure. So the post remains.
I'll use a Benny on that.
Well, I would have used a Benny on the first roll instead of taking the second one with a -2, but you know, you do you.
Oh, wow.
Kind of wild. It removes the -2.
There you go.
Delon for the win.
You managed
And
to
I'll
steady yourself.
stop there.
Don't
That's
worry,
fair.
Jonas.
Well, don't you have to move so you can break that post?
It wasn't a
No,
critical
it
failure.
wasn't a critical failure.
No, it wasn't critical. Gotcha.
No, yeah.
That was all right. Got it.
Drake, you're up first.
Okay.
Getting a little separated from the group there.
That's because it's Lucius Drake.
Right.
All right, here we go. Which is really dumb, but whatever. It's what he would do. Oh, motherfucker.
Oh man.
Got Benny
I'm
that?
I'm actually not gonna Benny that, but I'll see what happens on the next one.
All right, agility
You're
rolled a
-2, right?
-2. Yep.
I will Benny that.
Ugh.
Yep.
And I will Benny that.
Yep.
You got it. Come
This
on.
is the last one, maybe. Oops. Fuck you. All right, one more.
All right, one more.
It's like gambling. All right, one
Yeah.
more roll. All right.
Yeah,
fuck it, it's
oh,
all game,
man.
whatever.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, you fall beneath the water and it's brackish and foul. Your head surfaces for a second and then something bites your leg and pulls you under. And when you manage to surface and claw your way up to an adjacent pillar, you have sustained a bleeding wound to your thigh. Don't fall in the water, y'all.
Well, that sucks.
Guys, I got this. I promise.
I know, they got gladiators. They're like, what the fuck? Barely passes his roll. Unsteady footing. He's going to do it once more because, you know, one of them's charging effortlessly across, and they do have this, like, we're got to be the baddest guy in the show. But he is going to stop it at 2.
That's right. Yes, you guys can help me soak those wounds.
The beast of Torith Ka is, well, he sees Bill Harper running up there giggling and seems to have his target established. The blade that he's wielding is more like a crude slab of iron than could be called a proper sword. It has strange hooks and barbs on it. It looks like it was beaten in some kind of stone oven, but he handles it deftly. It would be two-handed for any man, and he carries it aloft, using it as a counterbalance as he proceeds. Oh my god. Fails his
Or does
agility
he?
roll until he drops one of his. No, don't worry. I have so many bennies right now. You don't even.
Did you do it at a +2? I don't think he needed to use it.
Oh yeah.
He
why?
had a +2. Didn't
Why
he?
is it not? it is programmed in there. His agility should be +2, but yeah, he didn't need it anyway, so I will award him Thank you. Thank you for your honesty, Skip. Here. Give a honesty, Benny.
Oh, this is
Honesty, Benny.
Narc
But-
not going to be needed.
Narc, Benny.
No,
Yeah.
the beast is going down by
Right.
build, not by falling in.
But yeah, the beast made that roll +2. I'll just do it automatic now since it's not, or manually since it's not going to automate. That's weird. I'm looking at it. It says right in the right code. You should be getting a +2. Handily. Tell.
I'm summoning him.
Yeah, you are.
Keep coming.
Where is his
Keep
face?
coming.
Oh wow, he can actually close
Here.
too if he succeeds all the way. Oh, +2 in our minds because I didn't add it because I'm silly. Oh, it doesn't need it. Jeez. Yeah, gaining speed with every step. Just dum 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 dum. You can see the mad glint in his yellow eyes and the scars that adorn him from his many battles. You like hear the horns of Mordor or whatever. You know. Uh-oh. Oh, but
It's a 4.
+2. Yeah. Thank you. Jumping down the pillar, and now he is all up in your grill and is going to swing his massive Ugak war sword at you. What color are you on? I didn't think that through. All right, so no
Yep,
bonus.
same. I did.
I was like, if I color code the pillars, it'll totally help us. Oh, wait, and then the tokens sit on top of the pillar color. But he misses due to your parry with a rapier Annabeth. You definitely swat away the crude hunk of metal. I mean, it's not even like, is that even an attack? You certainly wouldn't have learned that in some fencing school or something. Like, what was that? Unfortunately, he is not the one attack kind of guy. Come on, pull up his character sheet. Thank you. He has a litany of edges that help him with the combat. But I guess no, I didn't declare it, so we'll hold off on that for now. He swung at you as he came in. You definitely parried it away, and we'll allow this to continue here. Ugak number 4 sees his boss rushing in there, goes and steps out, and just falls right in the water. They're like, if only I was a wild card. The audience is lit. I mean, is this even going to be a combat at this point? And everybody give me a vision-based notice roll. The audience is starting to get a little restless. Before, where there were cheers and shit, right now, intermixed booze. Alright, like this was supposed to be the main event. Like, all these guys, where do they get these bums from? Like, there hasn't been a single act of bloodshed that wasn't done by the water. Like, this is not what they paid for. And you can see that Halu is starting to sweat it a little, honestly. Bill Harper. The red man is in front of you, leering savagely, definitely balanced on his post.
Annabeth is going to reach out a couple of quick strikes.
Stab, stab!
So, since I have a +2 due to the adventure card I played, I can negate the -2.
1 -2.
So the -2 for multi-action attacks.
Oh yeah.
You're going frenzy. Okay. I was like,
Or not frenzy, just 2 attacks.
Yeah, that negates the map.
That's done.
So just ignore it altogether. Just don't roll with the modifier. Excellent. And you slash out, and the beast of Torthka is struck by the tip of your rapier. A look of shock crosses his face with his parry of 7, but it does not manage to sink below the thick
I'm getting
bone.
the damage.
Oh, never mind, yeah. Again, he like flexes his pec muscles and it bends the tip of the rapier out.
I'm hard. All right, second strike.
Excellent. You are sitting on 5 bennies with a half an hour left too, BT dubs, so. Second one hits his parry of 7. He's again surprised. He's like, damn, I'm actually pretty good at this, so like, what's up? Again, the rapier is not quite,
Oh, he's getting a wound before this. Come on, where's
squeezes out his other pec. You just keep hitting the fibrous scar tissue that runs across his chest.
Why can I not get any of these things?
One
more.
He has his cheeks on.
He's actually tough 22. No.
Okay.
He turned.
All right, one last spinning. One last spinning. I'm getting a wound.
Right.
This is the wound.
Here we go.
37.
There it is.
There it is.
Finally.
There it is. You have shaken him.
Better than nothing.
The last slash of the rapier cuts a tuft of his hair off, which floats in slow motion into his peripheral vision, and it's the first time that anybody has wounded him in the arena, like despoiled his body in conflict, and now he's mad.
Right,
but you are fortunate it's not a wound. Go ahead.
And I'm going to try to move. Can he attack off opportunity is shaken?
No.
Then I am going to try to go 3, since I'm not using the rope monkey.
You're not using rope monkey?
Oh, I can't attack. Oh no, hold on. Can I? No, it counts as my movement action. So yes,
yeah,
I'll use
I was gonna say, just gonna make the agility roll, move your 5 now. Off like a shot. Cut his hair for him and said, "Fuck you."
And I'm going straight to the red spot.
I imagine you like leaping backwards for some reason, right? And flipping into the bird as the gust carries you unnaturally across the post. You know, just kind of low-key magic. But yeah, after literally looking at the combat log here, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You managed to get him on the 7th there.
Yep.
Alright. Let me clean this up here because that is a lot of... Wow, Unity does not like it when you click through rapidly. Alright, but thank you for that, Bill Harper. Townfolk actually got up in their seats a little there. Conflict kicked up. Yeah, that's what we were here for. Oh, hair. After that flurry of blows, they waited to see the trickle of blood. Ugat Gladiator number 6 is going to turn around and attempt to climb up the exterior wall to attack Haluan, who has helped him into this situation in the first time. The walls are designed not to be climbed, so it will be an agility roll with a spotted difficulty. And he does not make it as he falls off the spiky exterior into the roiling waters, and you guessed it, he ain't a wild card. Jonas, however, is.
Okay, so Jonas is going to get a mad glint in his eye, and he's going to move. He's going to go for that agility roll.
Yes.
Rip, I'm going to use a penny on that.
Stay there. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
I hate Elon so much.
Well, I personally love it.
Yeah, it has saved your ass so many times.
There you go.
Not that
Like
time
every
specifically,
game.
but
Isn't going between
I'm sorry, I
different
didn't pay
heights
close enough.
a malice?
No.
No.
So
Only for attacks.
On attacks. On attacks, it's a malice. Movement is fine. You can't go between red and green. You have to go through the stoplight color chain, but it's just a flat agility roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm going to dive at the beast of Torath Ka and attempt to take his legs out from under him, and we both fall into the water. Or, I mean, I'll try. I mean, I would love to grab on and not fall in the water.
Give me.
Why not? He's shaking. Push.
Still. Like, I mean, but it would be like an opposed. Yeah, just because you're like, what? And somebody's running at you in town. I imagine you could have an opposed, like, grapple things. Well, but no. Yeah, it's just movement. So, yeah, fuck it. Go ahead and give me a strength roll at a -2. Just flat, not opposed. Trying to knock this big 800-pound, 8-foot tall, 450-pound red man off his post.
Like a football, like a center in football.
Right, while you're like running up there all, I haven't had a proper meal in months! Oh, Lord.
That was bad.
Give us
And it shows.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Hey.
Sweet mother of God. You both go plummeting into the waters, where a tentacle immediately wraps both of you, and before either of you is able to climb out, you both sustain a wound.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Hey.
You have made him bleed his own blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Exactly.
Bill got a frown.
Cora Tunis is up.
First time Bill's not
got back
smiling.
to the same posts. Okay. All right. There it is. Agility. 1. 2.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
I think he made it.
3.
He does like a super flip.
Squid flip.
4. All right.
Yeah, literally the character that has to be least worried about this. I guess Rope Monkey helps, but yeah.
Bone sword drawn, shaken beast in front of me. We're going to do just a frenzied series of strikes. Okay.
Oh.
Roll that over him.
I thought I did. There we go.
Bone sword lashes out, striking him.
Hey.
Dealing a second wound, just freshly cleaned out of the water as the bone sword comes lashing out at bizarre arcs.
Mm-hmm. And then you wouldn't, if you were close up to see it, you would just see the tentacles kind of rotate and it swing back the other direction just as hard.
I like it.
With a Benny, just as hard. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yes.
We got another wound for the Beast of Torath Ka.
Nice.
Excellent.
Face slashed open. I mean, because it's barely climbed up to the post, and all of a sudden, cling, cling, cling. Is that it?
Yeah. Moved and then the attack action.
Excellent. We got Gladiator number 5. It's going to give us his agility roll.
Oh, he didn't die.
He's feeling it. It was like, me got hang of this. As he immediately falls off the post into the water and drowns.
No hang on.
Just because one red man is good at this doesn't mean they'll all be. I think it's the lesson Halu Haluin is learning this evening. Again, the crowd boos. They're looking for blood by, combat. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Porter, you would have been safe just hanging out by, just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to soak.
Excellent. Congratulations.
All right, here we go. Of course.
I mean, there's
My
like
last.
no reason
So
to move
fast.
your magic, right?
Oh, I know. This is all
not
for
supposed
show.
to use magic.
This is all for show.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Well, yeah,
just
you got to
moving
tell
around like
people
he's
you
doing
are
something.
the Lucius Drake, right?
Yeah, he's moving. Just to move. Good. Well, I got no more bennies.
You really,
Oh, man.
He was here.
man. Agility rolled a -2.
Just sit your butt down and have your legs dangling through the.
But he's the Lucius
Hey,
Drake,
look,
and he
yeah,
recovers
look.
it handily.
Look at that.
The post gets uneven. He slips and deftly hops to the other with a little flourish.
Yes, he does a little flippity do. Lands
A
on
little
the other one.
flippity do, even.
Yeah.
I was going for a slide like Wink and a nod at his deafness of almost falling in the water, but a flippity do.
He does a flippity and turns to the town folks.
Please
and kinda-
describe in a little more detail a flippity do for us.
Well, he lost his footing on the one. Was
Mhm.
about to fall, and almost in some martial artist fashion, where they flip over on one foot. He does that to the next post and acts like he meant to do it the whole time and turns to the town folks.
Right, okay. So that is a flippity do, like a foot
Yeah.
foot jostle.
Right.
Not like your feet were above your head as you arced through the air gracefully. Not a flip, but a flippity do.
Flippity do. Yeah.
Okay, just clarifying.
It's in the
Good
rule book.
distinction.
Mm-hmm. And now it is Jonas. Flippity do is a maneuver.
Page 49. It's there.
Okay,
No,
so Jonas climbing back up his post is gonna perform the little like Neo flex after he gets up and all the dust, he flexes the dust off his body. Except I imagine just like dripping with water and bleeding profusely from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem to be phased.
Mm-hmm. Minus the wound,
'Cause I got it,
and
Edge.
the. Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, I got I get to ignore the wound penalty. That's why I did it.
Did you try and soak earlier?
No, I didn't try and soak. I mean, I only have one penny left, and I'm probably gonna need it. But I get to ignore 1 point of wound penalty, so I was trying to look cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm. That's right.
All right, so I'm gonna go for the swing.
I think you just ignore wound penalties when making vigor rolls to avoid bleeding out. I don't think you ignore them altogether if you're talking about hard to kill.
Oh, I have that too. I have Nerves of Steel and Hard to Kill.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, go ahead. You had it. I'm being silly. Blunder's blade lashes out menacingly and blunders.
Yeah, I did not succeed on that one.
In fact, Ugak Gladiator number 3 is going to give us an agility roll. These are going really well for him. Hey! No, me get hang of
Yeah,
this.
come on.
Oh my god, as he rolls a 1 on his neck.
Jinxed it.
Crit. And that post is gone.
The Beast of Toraka is up, unshaken, and now in a berserker frenzy. And when he gets wounded, he's berserk. This is part of his appeal. So he's got a few things, gang. He's got improved frenzy, improved sweep, tough as nails, no mercy, no joker, so no mercy doesn't matter. But he's, this is his bread and butter, and he is on his last leg, so he's going just this once. He's going to have to go all out, senpai, and he is going to berserk wild attack like a mofo.
Oh, wow. Now I am happy I moved 2 spaces away.
I would be, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, who's got bennies? He's gonna hit somebody, potentially. Now, it's a tall order, believe it or not, folks, even with all the stuff that's getting stacked here. This party is much, less squishy than the last one. At least in the direct in-your-face, I'm gonna hit you sort of way. But, alright. Berserk. Wild attack. He's got the improved frenzy, so, I mean, he's gonna... Well, now let's see here. I need to actually... This is the first time I've ever doubled down on... single fighting attack and apply it to all targets within his reach. This version ignores the -2 penalty. Alright. That's what he's going to do. And it'll clearly be against the strongest of the two. Because that
the guy that pushed him off the post, yeah. That took a lot of strength. He's all wet because of that hideous
I'm
thing.
also bleeding.
That's, oh my god.
No, that's a miss.
Yes.
So that's going to be a...
Holy cow.
It's not just a miss, it's a critical failure. Coratunis, you hold the, bone sword aloft, and it shatters the massive, crude Ugak warblade into several disparate pieces. And you can see the look of disbelief across the Beast of Korath's face as the weapon that he's used to hew several people clean in half is deftly broken by a single slash of your, unusual weapon.
All right.
Thanks.
If
Moon,
he's
by
still
the way.
looking astonished, counterattack.
Yep. Striking him with a raise, he was so astonished that he still went to parry with the blade.
And just took his head from his body.
Wow.
He's gonna soak.
Oh shit, you're serious.
I mean, no.
I mean, he's
he's
not
gonna,
gonna soak.
try.
Not fucking shit.
Yeah, no, his decapitated torso tumbles into the water where it churns and roils for a second. The head spins in the air long enough for you to reach out and grab it should you so choose.
You know that happens.
Uh-huh. The head of the beast of Torath Ka, held aloft.
Cat, my water back.
Jonas,
Now, Jonas, we should leave.
Jonas and his gang.
was a nice
Jonas
swing.
didn't really do anything, did he? No, but that Kraken was a hell of a fighter. We should recruit him. Yeah, let's hear it for Kraken. Yeah!
That woman mentioned more information. We should go speak to her as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you gonna get out, Captain?
Back the way we came.
All right, agility rolls all the way out of the arena. Now, give me a notice roll on your way out.
No.
Vision base. Fortuitous, you fall and puncture both of your eyes on pillars.
They're 6 feet apart, but it happens somehow.
Holy shit, have you seen his eyes? Wow, Jonas. You glance back over your shoulder at Helloen, who's fanning himself furiously and has clearly made you at this point. This was not the turn of events he anticipated.
Oh,
The
I
old
super
man-
spit in his direction.
Ooh! The old man that was next to him is already leaving. He's walking down the stairs. You all are free to collect your 10 gold. Oh, no, thank you there for the Benny, for Lucius.
That's right. Don't forget
Mhm.
that. Thanks, Moon. Thank you, Moon.
And you guys find yourselves back in the dregs with the hours growing late. The grog vendor comes around with their cart as the usual after you're winning. Jonas trying to offer you a bottle.
Oh, I'm definitely getting at least one, probably two, maybe three.
It's a night for celebration. It's not every night you kill the beast of Torath Ka.
Well, boys, excellently done. Drinks are on me tonight. I'll buy one for everybody.
Everybody gets about 1 gold a bottle. There was 10 gold for your winning, so, you know. You're actually up more gold than you normally are at the end of these things. Of course, they don't set you up for the main event often. And with that,
on the alcohol.
That campfire is stoked by Garen, right? And the evening breeze kind of carries away some of the foul stench of the refugee camp here in the dregs, and it is nearly pleasant for a time when you all, are able to hang out and get offered some jellied eel, which honestly isn't that far from Kraken cuisine. It's not at a total approximation, mind you, but, it's edible by your standards, certainly. It's probably more edible to you than it is to the humans, certainly. Mm-hmm.
So I think Jonas, by this point, has had enough jellied eel that it's like, he's able to palate it, but he's just constantly talking about how terrible it is as he's eating it.
Right. It's like the porridge, or it's like that white stuff in the Matrix that comes out of the dispenser. You're like, what's for breakfast?
Yeah,
He's like, ew! Yeah. But
that is one thing that I and my people, if that leans in, we do envy you taste. As well as smell.
You might be speaking too soon. I don't think you would envy this meal at all, as I slurp down some eels.
Oh, I beg to differ, Jonas. What is the most delicious dish you've ever tasted in your entire life?
Far from this. It's been so long, but what I wouldn't give for just a good liver sausage. It's been far too long.
Yes, well, if you were one of us, a Kraken, and you had a plate with liver sausage, and on the other plate you had jellied eels, they would taste much the same. We here tell that smell is incredibly linked to taste. And I lean in. Do you see a nose? Lean back.
How disturbing is his chopped off tentacles?
I mean, so in the best of circumstances, he is a modern Cthulhu mind flayer-esque horror with rapidly oscillating skin that changes timbre and color and patterns based upon his moods. He has had all of his tentacles chopped off at the base, a couple of which he's adorned with medals, but most of which are just out and exposed scars that still flay out, vestigially to convey grievance or annoyance or whatever. So yeah, pretty fucking, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like an 8, probably.
Ugly major hindrance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
same.
That makes a whole lot of sense. There were several nights you should have smelt something, and I wondered why you didn't smell what I was cooking.
Yes, when we entered these slums, your faces crinkled like you often do around me late in the day. One would assume it is a smell.
Trust me, he reeks. Reeks.
Well, I can't argue with you there, but you're used to it.
Mongrel.
It's not like I've got any choice to change the matter anyway. It's just the way we live.
Mongrel wanders past the camp wearing a conquistador helmet.
Oh, Lord.
Porter, give me a common knowledge roll.
Who did he eat for that?
Yeah.
No.
Never mind.
Actually, you know what? I might as well toss my last penny. Here we go.
We're getting here.
I'm curious.
It's a pretty iconic helmet, it's, from the old world. Obviously not standard issue, but the air quotes guard captain, right? The head of Haluan's Tufts has been known to wear one as a status of his office. as the head of the guard. It's noteworthy not just because it's a, Spanish conquistador helmet, because of the large purple plume that still adorns the side of the thing as he happily wanders past. At that, you notice the evening light, dim though it is, reflects a dark glistening on both of his, clawed hands. Seems very pleased with himself.
Mongrel, did you kill a man for that?
He kind of killed himself, says, but you don't get, you get the, it's Coratunis that gets the, deaded himself.
Well done, Mongrel. Well done. It's a Spanish hat anyway.
He says, and, almost goes for what passes for a whistle. It's kind of a high-pitched series of screeches and clicks, but you've spent enough time with him to know that it's like his yeah noise. As he keeps going about his business.
Yeah. He's as savage as they come, but he's one of the closest things I've got to a friend on these parts.
Friend, he's not your pet.
No, he's not my pet. He's saved my life more times than I can tell you.
A dog can do that.
Not least.
I thought he was your pet.
A couple of...
Yes, the dog can do that, yes. But the dog doesn't wear fancy hat.
That's facts. Not unless you stick it on his head and, hold it down. I've tried. A few of the town militia come sprinting through the place, holding torches and looking about frantically. They head off a direction adjacent to the direction Mongrel wandered in. Definitely not following him directly.
You might want to get that hat off your friend.
This has happened before, really, when he just appears wearing something that didn't belong to him and suddenly everyone's on the lookout.
Should have given him that
Well,
bandana.
he did kill a man for it.
Sounds like a pet.
He's just simple.
Oh, you don't really know then, do you? He's quite a sapient being. You just don't understand what he's saying. Whenever
of course
he makes
not.
those gurgling noises,
no one can understand what he's saying.
I do. Perfectly.
You do?
Yes.
What did he say about the hat? What did he say about it?
Well, he killed a man for it.
Oh.
Well, I gathered as much.
And I'm certain that they are looking for him. And either as a pet to be put down, or as a creature of thought to be imprisoned and then executed.
He'll be fine. Trust me. I've seen him get out of worse.
Of course.
Garen's not even, normally this is the kind of thing that would worry Garen to no end, but this is definitely not Mongrel's first rodeo. It should be said he is feeling the sides of his tub now with some kind of animal fat, some kind of sealant to make it waterproof, it seems like. He's well into his work. He's been sweating profusely. This is actually the hardest you've seen Garen labor in months.
Bill goes over and squats next to him. Watches. What you making?
Oh, fish liqueur, yes.
Tunis, can we get out of this place, please?
We were supposed to meet that Mary was her name for more information about it.
Oh, right.
Yes. And if she is not going to show up here as she had promised, then we will have to go looking for her.
Well, I suppose if there's one person who knows where to find Mary, it's probably Azzy herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's been good to me. I appreciate her.
The shipwreck surprise.
Yes,
yeah.
let's go. We can. I suppose we can talk on the way. I appreciate your help with the beast.
I would
you
love
earned
to
yourself
stay.
a conversation.
I would love to stay and play with your fish boy pet and your fat friend and his eels, but I think we need to find our way out of here. Let's please go talk to her and leave.
I mean, you can always just get on the boat and leave, so.
There was information to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Not only what Jonas has, but what
Right.
Mary has. And we're gonna go
All right. Why not?
to find Mary.
Mm-hmm. Back to the shipwreck surprise. Is everybody going?
Yes.
Jonas?
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. For the first time in the entirety of the time since you have been here, Azzy is not behind the bar.
What?
One of
This
Halu's
is-
guys.
It's one of Halu's guys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Jonas will walk up and lean in closer than, close enough to make the guy feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, sir. Where's...
She's sick.
Oh, she is.
Yep.
Move up
Tell you
next to
what.
him.
I've been here months. I've never seen that woman up behind this bar.
Well, she's sick.
We have need of her. Where does she
Well-
reside?
Now, that didn't... It's all right. Let me talk to this man. See, now, you didn't answer my question. I asked you where she was, and you said she's sick. Now, that may be her state, her current condition, perhaps, but where is she?
Halu took her in. Said she had the plague.
Of course he did.
Needed one of the beds in his ward in his new manor there.
Did Halu also take a
Right.
redhead? Or just this Azzy?
I ain't seen no redhead. Just the gal what behind the bar with the blue hair.
Okay. Looking around, is Mary in here?
You do not see Mary in here, no.
Okay.
Well, then let's go.
Let's go.
Let me tell you something, sir. As
Oh.
as they're leaving, Jonas is going to lean in a little closer. If we find Azzy, and there has been so much as a head,
A head
a
removed
hair
from
on her
body.
head misplaced, I will not stop until I have killed every last one of Halu's men.
That's quite a boast for one-eyed Jonas. I've been to your Wednesday bouts, you know. You couldn't cut the nose off a fucking leper.
Jonas is gonna grab him by the lapel
Mm-hmm.
and get like nose to nose with him and
Mhm.
just give him the glare
Yeah.
with the like brandishing the scars on his face.
Yeah. You want to know how I got these scars? Yeah. Going full on.
Exactly.
As you drag him across the bar to make your point, which does, I mean, you can see his demeanor changes. He was expecting the, hello, and, watch it. I'm a tough of his to work. The doors swing open, and several of the city watch going, and they go, there he is! That's the one I saw, that fishy fucker. And it is clear that they are pointing to Jonas. And they go, where's the Kahana? And with this tension mounting, that's where we're going to leave it for the week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you that has tuned in, dropped bits, followed, and subscribed. You're the wind beneath our wings. You make this endeavor happen. It's a magic because you guys are our mana pool. And if it wasn't for you guys, then it just wouldn't, it's like sometimes when I think about it, I just get it's like these thoughts and feelings that I have that are like so special because it's such a special thing. It's for you. But from the League of Gentlemen Explorers to yourself, may your dice always roll hot. Thanks for watching, guys.